Guys, it's looking spooky. It is looking spooky, man. The series is over. The series is actually officially over. I had a sense of false hope after game 4. What was that? Yeah, game 4, because they won it on the Timberwolves won it on the road. Man, Luka went legendary God mode. Came out first quarter, dropped 20, 2 logo step back threes on Ant-Man's head. Let's start there. We just didn't have enough, man. Ant-Man didn't have enough. Carl didn't have enough. Did Nickeil Alexander-Walker even play in this series? What the hell happened to that guy? Naz Reid, no one wants to say it, man. His playoff performance, besides like a game out of each series, he did good in game 2, and then he did good in maybe like game 6 of the Denver series. Besides like an exception of 2 or 3 games in the playoffs, Naz Reid was pretty bad, or at least at the very, very best mid. You know what I'm saying? He did not play like the 6th man of the year in the playoffs. Now we're gonna throw blame. Most of the blame is on Ant-Man, even though he's 22. We're gonna put the blame on him. He's the leader of the team, so he's gonna take the most of this. But dang, man, we just got worked, bro. All right, so make sure you check the description because we're gonna talk about different topics throughout the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, man. And thank you guys for checking out my basketball discussions. You guys have been going crazy with the views and the watch time hours, so I really do appreciate it. So let's just get right into it, man. One of my predictions was Timberwolves and 7. I had the Mavs losing in 7 to the Timberwolves. Damn, I was wrong on that one. I got to do a recap of my playoff predictions because actually after the second round, my whole Western bracket just got destroyed, basically. So there's that. I do got to recap like all the playoff predictions. I got a good amount right too, especially in the East. I mean, the East was easy. Like, if you didn't have the Celtics coming out of the East, I mean, you were either a Miami Heat fan or you were a Knicks fan. Because other than that, I don't know why you wouldn't pick Boston. Yeah, Luka. Let's just talk about Luka first, man. Luka and Kyrie. They are making the case for the best duo in the league. I mean, we're going to see what happens with the Jaylen Brown, Tatum versus Kyrie Luka matchup. And I will get to my prediction, my NBA Finals prediction at the end of the video. That's going to be the last thing we do, all right? So stick around if you want to hear my NBA Finals prediction. I think it's going to surprise some of you guys too, honestly. So Kyrie and Luka, man. Kyrie came in from the Thunder series. A lot of people believed he was struggling. I just thought he was trying to figure out how to pick his spots. And it always seems like Kyrie scores in the most necessary moments. If anybody else realized that, like, whenever the Timberwolves were about to go on like an 8-0 run or a 10-0 run or try to reduce the gap, I'm not even talking about specifically just last game. I'm just meaning like in general in the series. Whenever a big shot needed to be made, or whenever Kyrie or whenever the Mavericks needed a jump shot or a bucket to switch momentum or just to like stop the bleeding or whatever, or to take back a lead, Kyrie was making those shots, man. Kyrie got to every spot he wanted to on the court, man. That drop coverage, please. I don't want to ever see a drop coverage, a drop nothing on an NBA team as a defensive strategy. That was just terrible, man. Letting Luka and Kyrie just walk into dribble pull-ups in the mid-range, getting to their spots, floater. Rudy Gobert was literally letting Luka Doncic walk in the lane when he was doing that stupid drop coverage. All they would do was they would spin at the top of the key. Rudy Gobert would stay in no man's land because he wouldn't guard the roll man and he wouldn't step up high enough on the screen to actually, prevent the ball handler from like getting any type of dribble penetration. So Rudy Gobert was just getting abused on every pick and roll, man. Like I said, Luka was unstoppable in the lane. He came out first quarter though, absolutely torching Ant. Let's talk about that. Like I already said, he shot like 2 step back threes in Ant's face from like damn near I want to say 30 feet. It was ridiculous, man. Luka's just on another level. I had him as a top 2 player this year, and then I had him as the MVP, even over Nikola Jokic. So I really do feel like he is the best player in the league right now in the world. And going into next year, he's going to be that as well. And just look, I don't even know what he's averaging offhand. I know it's like 39 and something probably. This dude, Luka, man, He's the most clutch player in the league other than Kyrie. So he's clutch. He can shoot the three. He's a killer. He knows when to score and knows when to take over. Unlike Ant-Man, who's still learning. But yeah, Luka just shows up in the big. Yo, this dude is a menace on the road, bro. I did not realize he was that actually insane. Like, I heard about it, but you know what I'm saying? I'm like, there's no way that Minnesota's going to get beat 3 times at home. I just cannot see that happening, especially how good they've always been at home this year. And then they you know what's crazy? The Timberwolves never lost 3 games in a row in the regular season. The first time they lost 3 games in a row all season was when Denver did it to them in the playoffs in the second round. So I was coming into this thinking, you know what? If they force a game 5, there's no way that Dallas was going to beat them 3 times at home. 3, especially after game 4, after the loss, where I don't want to say it was a full momentum switch, but you could think momentum actually switched a little bit, at least, to the Timberwolves. Derek Lively was out. And I think that was probably why the Timberwolves won, is because Derek Lively was out. Derek Lively is probably the 3rd most important player, and it's not even close. I mean, Daniel Gafford, yes, he's good. He can block shots. Derek Lively blocks shots, and he's even more of an alley-oop threat, bro. Dude has what's that 2K badge? Aerial Wizard on Hall of Fame. Dude cannot miss an alley-oop to save his life, man. He rebounds. He outplayed Karl basically all series. To be honest, he really did. I mean, I know Luka and Kyrie outplay Ant-Man. I mean, we're not running from that. But dang, Derek, like, how was Karl getting outplayed by a rookie? That's the spooky part. You know what I'm saying? With Anthony Edwards, you can still make the age excuse, even though we're not going to do that, because when you call somebody the next, or I never call him the next Michael Jordan, I call him Baby Jordan, implying that he's a worse version of Jordan, but still, like, athletically gifted, and he could be this generation's Jordan. But when you call somebody Baby Jordan, you can't make the age excuse. You know what I'm saying? You just can't. So no one's trying to hear that. Timberwolves fans probably not even trying to hear that. But I think they're going to come back next year. Now, Ant said they're going to make the conference finals again. I don't see that happening. I'm not saying they're going to fall off or they're going to miss the playoffs. I don't think they'll be back. And the simple fact is, it's because the Grizzlies are going to be fully healthy. Plus, they're going to have a really good draft pick. The Thunder are only going to get better because they were the youngest team in the league. The Nuggets, you're probably going to see Jokic actually go try hard mode for the first time in his career since like he was actually hungry for it the year before they won a title. There's just so many teams in the West that have a chance, and teams are going to get better. Teams are going to get their best player back with good draft picks. I'm not saying they can't come back and be a powerhouse in the West, because I do still think Anthony Edwards is going to be one of those type of players. So I could see them getting back to the playoffs, but I don't know if they're going to make back to the conference. I don't know if I can predict that right now. We'll see how they look in the beginning of next season. If I had to bet my money, I would say they're probably losing this in the second round. I just had to guess. I feel like the Nuggets are going to go back to the Western Conference Finals, and it's going to be hard to Luka. So just off the fact that the Nuggets and Dallas still exist, it's hard to just automatically put Timberwolves back in the conference finals. But I do like the confidence. That's what you want to hear from your leader. But this was spooky, man. This was just a spooky. Our defense was so bad. How did the number 1 defense, Jaden McDaniels, let's talk about Jaden McDaniels. I'm actually proud of Jaden McDaniels. I really am. Now, some people may say, oh, why would you say that? He got cooked all series by Luka. He did. First of all, everybody got cooked by Luka this playoffs. He's not the only one. But the reason why I'm proud of him, because it feels like Jaden McDaniels took an offensive leap in the playoffs. I think he was averaging like a little bit over 11 points, between somewhere like 11 and 14 points per game in the regular season. He had some moments, especially in the playoffs, where he dropped over 20. I think he had back-to-back 20-point games, like 28 and then 23. And then he dropped another 20-point game in the Dallas series. I would say Jaden McDaniels played way better than Naz Reid in the playoffs. I think Jaden McDaniels was easily our 3rd best player, and in some cases he was our 2nd best player. There was some games where Jaden McDaniels outplayed Karl and even debatably Anthony Edwards. So I actually am happy with Jaden McDaniels and his efforts. He was guarding the best player in every series. He started out guarding KD, Booker, then went to the Denver series, guarded Jamal Murray a little bit. And then now he was guarding Luka and Kyrie. So Jaden McDaniels, I'm impressed with him, man. Hopefully, if Jaden McDaniels, the thing is, they need him to become a 20-point per game scorer. Even though he's really good and he's getting more aggressive, he's getting more confident in his shot. His shot is improving, and it looks like it got better over the playoffs. They still need more scoring out of him. They need another player who can drop 20, because that's what the problem was. When when the other team was doubling Ant, they had nobody to put the ball on the floor and create their own jumper off the dribble. I mean, I know they got Morris, was it Monte Morris, off the bench, but they didn't even use him. He's a liability on offense because on defense because he's so small. So hopefully they need another point guard or another guard that can put the ball on the floor and score like 15 to 20, man. I always say there's always a team that's like one Malik Monk away from winning it all. Thank you so much for watching. Luka, man, you're on another level. I'll give it to you, man. We got our asses kicked, bro. Now my prediction. I got Dallas in 7. Yes, it's the ultimate checkmate move. The Celtics are my favorite team. So if the Celtics win, my favorite team won. If they lose, my prediction was right. All right. So yeah, that's my prediction, man. The ultimate checkmate move. Dallas in 7. Luka Doncic MVP. He's gonna become a top 30 player after this season. Instantly. I'm out. Peace. Hey.